Hi, my name is Glenn. Welcome to my boat project. In this episode, I'm going to show you how I removed my centerboard or my swing keel from my 1971 Aquarius 21. This is the exact same setup as the Aquarius 23, and it's incredibly similar to all the other swing keel boats out there. There might be small differences, but it's going to be essentially the same. Now, my particular centerboard is a 2 foot by 4 foot, 1/2 inch hunk of steel that weighs about as much as I do. And it's supported by a pin, which allows the keel or the centerboard to swing, and a cable that provides the swing up and down. Now, with those two things, it should be pretty easy to remove, right? Pull the cable, remove that pin, and the thing drops right down, right? Well, it's pretty heavy and hard to maneuver and hard to handle, so there are some tricks to it, and I'm going to show you how I did it pretty painlessly and all by myself in this episode of my boat project. I hope you enjoy it.
This gray circle right there that I'm about to grind out is full of Bondo, and it's covering up the 1/2 inch headless bolt with a flathead screw slot in the top to get it out. No sign of a bolt yet. Don't feel it. This stuff's pretty soft. I mean, it could be resin. It smells like it. So once I drill all this out, I'll be able to unscrew that bolt that I often call a pin and be able to remove the centerboard. And you see how green it is? I think that means it's polyester resin. I had to use a smaller bit to get into the crevices around the head and in the slot. There it is. There is the screw running vertically. Fantastic. So now that I can get at it because I've lifted the boat up off the bunk. Oh, look at that. That's what I missed. All right, it turns very easily. So I need to get something underneath this. Oh, it's heavy. I think I'm being really naive here about how heavy it is and how strong I am. So, I'm still gonna do it. I'm a rebel. And just want to make this disclaimer known. I am not an expert. I have never done this before. I've seen some videos, I've read some websites on how to do it, and essentially you just need to, hold the centerboard up, undo the screw, and then lower the centerboard. So that sounds easy enough, right? Except for its weight and bulk. So what I have here is this longboard going underneath the centerboard and jacking it up just a little bit. What I want to do is neutralize the weight. What I should probably have is some sort of a dolly that I can use to hold it upright, and then, well, I won't be able to drag it up there upright. So what I'm planning on doing is just letting it fall to the ground and then dragging it out. Putting it in place is going to be a lot harder. Okay, I think it's out. Rather, it's unscrewed, because as I was unscrewing it, it went in a little bit. I'm trying to get it all the way out. So I need to screw it without putting any inward pressure on it. There, it just went in again. I'm trying to remove it entirely. Now let's see what it looks like. There we go. I'm getting it, just little flicks and pulling. It's nice because there is a little bit of gription on the screwdriver here. Ooh. That looks in really good shape. Wow. All right, so I gave it a little bang with my mallet and it started to move a little, so I moved the camera so you could see it a little bit better. All right, you. All right, I am going to go inside and release that cable. I think it's still tight. I don't know if anything will happen, but I'll go up and down a few times and see if that does anything. Bam! See it? There we go. So the keel came down. I don't know why the cable was holding it up, but it was. And there's the hole that bolt / pin was in. It looks elongated. So the pin was in good shape, but that's not. Yep. And then I'm going to lower the jack. Let's see what happens. It's not coming down. What happened? Why is it doing that? Alright, I guess I go back inside. Heard a bunch of movement, but I don't know what the movement is. Huh, it still won't come down. The cable's all the way through. So, I think I'm going to release the jack and see what happens when the bottom dips down. All right, what you're looking at is the pulley, or not the pulley, the winch, I guess. Winch handle, it's mechanical. And you stick the handle in there and you crank it up and you can't really see much. Anyways, this is the top of the centerboard housing that's open.
What you're looking at here is where the backing plate was attached. Those two open holes are the bolt holes that hold in this 1 to 1.5 inch piece of steel that prevents the centerboard from falling out the bottom. So even if the pin broke and the cable broke, the centerboard still would not fall to its doom at the bottom of the sea. And it has to be removed before the centerboard can, unless you remove the centerboard from the top.
All right. Here I am under the boat without my safety trailer. And this will come free. I just need to move it that way. So I guess I will get over here. All right. Just need to remove that cotter pin, Mr. Cotter, and drag this thing out of here. So it's still being held up by these, and the cable, or the wire I put in is right there too, so I'll have to remove that. And give me a minute. Get some pliers. All right, got it. It's pretty heavy. All right, now all I got to do is drag it out of here, get it up on a truck, and take it home and refurbish this puppy. Been looking forward to that for a long time.
Well, that's it. I removed the centerboard successfully all by myself. Some things that weren't on the video were that backing plate. You saw the text flashing many times, making it look like I was unaware of the backing plate, when in fact I just wasn't able to get to it or even see it. So the backing plate is on the front top of the centerboard as it's in its retracted position. So the pin is here, the backing plate is there, and this is the tail end as it's up, and the backing plate would be on this side as it's down. So you can only get to it when it's facing directly up through the slot at the top of the housing. And I wasn't able to reach it because I couldn't swing the centerboard down enough. So once the pin was removed, I ran a wire down from the top through that pinhole, and I was actually able to lift the centerboard up so I could access that backing plate. Now, none of that was on video. I apologize, but I think you get a good enough picture of how it worked. So I was able to finally remove the centerboard totally after I removed the trailer. If I didn't want to remove the trailer, I could have simply dug a hole underneath it so the centerboard could swing freely. So it'd have to be at least a 2-foot hole. Depends on how high your boat is on the trailer and how far it is from the ground, but you could do it. You could remove the centerboard and reinstall it without taking it off the trailer if you dug a hole or had some sort of, elevated it up enough. So yeah, so it really wouldn't be too hard to remove and install the centerboard if you had a hole or enough space underneath the centerboard so we could drop down vertically rather than horizontally. All right, up next, restoration of that centerboard. Then I get to reinstall it, and I do have a helper with that, though I will say I could have done it alone, but it sure made it a lot easier and quicker with an assistant. And then I'm going to refurbish my trailer. Up next on my boat project, Aquarius. See you then.